Deshaun, yes, that's me.
Look at this.
Hey guys, I cannot breathe. I feel like in sync. You know, when they was the dolls and they was, it's gonna be me. Say, it's gonna be me. Okay, you guys, let me tell you about my crazy day of how it went. I got a phone call. Ring, ring, ring. Me. Hello? The driver. Hey, where are you? I'm like, I'm here. Where are you? He was like, I can't find you. I said, what you mean you can't find me? He's like, you're not popping up on the GPS. I said, tell me where you are and I'll tell you how to get to me. I don't know why he couldn't find me on the GPS. So when he pulled up, I saw him and I asked him, I said, what is your color of your vehicle? And he told me. And I said, okay, I'm right here. I was like, can you see me? And he was like, yes, I see you. Y'all, I should have known something was up because normally the drivers, they get out of their vehicle and they assist me. He didn't get out. So I got in, and when I got in, he asked me, you know, who I was, and, you know, we did the ID thing and everything. So he was like, okay. And we were driving, and he was just driving so crazy and fast, and I'm like, man, this man is in a hurry. I was like, but I ain't tripping. I got my seatbelt on. So then he asked me, he said, where are you from? I was like, I'm from here. I'm from Texas. Where are you from? He was like, he's not from here. And I was like, okay, where are you from? And then he told me, and I said, okay. I said, that's cool. And he was like, do you know people from there? I was like, yes, I do. Like, he wasn't from America, you guys. And I was okay with that because I know people that are not from America, and I'm okay with that. And I let him know that. And he was like, what part do you know people from where I'm from? And I told him, and he just, I don't know, he started flipping out and tripping and talking about the people that I knew. And yeah, they was from where he was from, but not the exact part. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't from America, and they're not from America, but they was from a different part from where he is from. And I was like, why is he bad mouthing them? Then I was like, wait a minute, maybe where he's from, those two don't get along. You know what I'm saying? Like in America, we got different parts of America, and some of us don't get along. I was like, maybe it's like that. I was like, I'm not tripping. I'm not going to ask no questions. I was just like, okay. So then he was like, you know where we are? I was like, yeah.
Hi, guys.
Gigi said, hey, guys. I was like, yeah, I know where we at. He was like, he said, this is where the gangs are. I was like, okay. And like, I don't know if he wanted me to be scared or whatever. I was like, yeah.
Hello, guys.
First of all, it's gangs everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. So he was like, this is where gangs are. And, he just started talking about Texas people like we're just, I don't know, off the streets or something like that. Like we just all bad and thugs and whatever, woo-woo. And I'm like, okay, I didn't want to disagree with this man because I'm in his vehicle. Y'all, next thing I know, he started flipping out. He was like, I can't take you. I said, you can't take me where? He was like, to where you're trying to go. I was like, we're here. We're already here. He was like, I can't take you all the way up. So I wasn't understanding when he was saying that he couldn't take me there, but we was already there. I'm like, we're here. And he was like, I can't take you inside the place. I was like, you don't have to take me inside. I said, just drive up. That's all you have to do. He was like, I can't drive up. And he started cursing and just going crazy. And I was like, what? What's going on? Like, chill out. And he was like, why is there so many police? Why is there so many people? And he just started going crazy, y'all. And then he started screaming. He was like, get out, get out, get out. Y'all, we're in the middle of the street. What do you mean, get out? So that's what I said to him. He was like, get out, get out. So I reached for the door because in my mind, I'm thinking, if I stay in this vehicle with this man, he's going to kidnap me and kill me. So I was like, I got to get out. Even if I get hit by traffic, because it was traffic on the left, it was traffic on the right, because we was in the middle, literally, of the street. So I was like, I'm going to have to just do it. So I started to reach for the door, and he was like, no. I was like, what? He was like, don't open that door. I was like, but you just told me to get out. And he was like, not on that side. I was like, why? And he was like, because you're going to be in traffic. We're in the middle of the road. It does not matter what side I get out on. We're going to be in traffic because traffic is on the left and traffic is on the right. I'm going to get hit either way it goes. So I was trying to stay calm. He was like, get out, get out. So, y'all, I just opened the door and I took my foot out or whatever. And across the street, it was some dudes that had on some uniforms and everything. And, like, they saw me and they all up. Ooh, y'all, it was a bunch of them. But 5 of them came running towards me and they was like, what's going on? You all right? You all right? So they heard the driver, they heard him cursing and going crazy, and they grabbed me and they took me across the street and they was like, what's going on, what's going on? And the driver just took off, he sped off. And they was like, you okay? I was like, yes, I'm okay. And they was like, whoa, what happened? And I told them, like, the driver just started tripping when he saw the police and saw all the people and stuff. So the guys, they was like, don't worry about it, you with us, you're safe now. Y'all, let me tell you about these guys. Okay, the ones they pulled me out of the vehicle, it was like 5 of them. But then once they took me across the street, it was like 15 uniformed dudes, y'all. Looked like they were gonna put on a good performance for me, man. I was ready. And they was like, ooh, girl, look at you. Where you going? I was like, I'm trying to get my shot. And they was like, looking like that. I was like, what's wrong with the way I look? They was like, what you dressed up for? I was like, I'm not dressed up. And then, I mean, listen. To me, this is not dressed up. But, you know what I'm saying? The dudes, you know how dudes are. So then they were looking at my shoes. They were like, man, look at her shoes, look at her shoes. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, oh, okay. The neighborhood I'm in, maybe I shouldn't have wore these kind of shoes. I had on some tennis shoes or whatever. And, some people like tennis shoes because there has been situations where I had on certain pair of shoes and people acted a certain kind of way. And it's the same pair of shoes. Like whenever I wear these shoes, people, it drives them crazy. Like people want my shoes. And I don't understand. Like, if you want the shoes, go buy you some. But when people see my shoes, they want my shoes. They go crazy. Where you get them shoes from? What size you wear? Like, they finna snatch them off my feet. So anyways, the dudes, they're like, look at her shoes, look at her shoes. So I was like, OMG, these guys are finna jump me for my shoes. So then one of the guys was like, get on this bus, and the bus is gonna take you to the site. I was like, okay. So it was these dudes. It was like 2 on the left, 2 on the right. They picked me up, and one of them was in the back, and they picked me up and they put me on the bus. And then one of them, he told me, he said, don't flirt with the driver. I was like, okay. And then the driver was like, man, whatever.
Show you.
He was like, man, whatever. I got her back up. I got her. So, yeah, go finish your snacks. So one of the dudes was like, he was like, let me check her in. So the driver was like, okay. So the dude, he checked me in, and then one of the other dudes, he was still standing there. So the driver was like, okay, y'all checked in, move back. I'm finna close the door. He's like, I'm finna take her. And then one of the dudes was like, I'm gonna ride, make sure she all right. He was like, cause he's like, she might be scared, cause she might be scared of needles or whatever. And I was like, I'm okay. And then the dude, he was like, it was another dude. He was like, yeah, it was a situation just happened. We got to make sure she all right. And I was trying to let them know I was okay. Like, a part of me, I wanted them dudes to get on there with me. But then a part of me was like, no, I want them to stay and do their job. So the driver was like, nah, y'all back up, get up. So, you know, they moved and he closed the door. And then he drove me to the site, which was around the corner. So when we got there, you know, another guy, he came and he checked the ID and everything. And the driver was like, don't be scared. He was like, it's not gonna hurt. And, you know, he was just being real nice. And, you know, I was like, okay, but y'all know how I feel about needles. So he was like, Chunk said, hey, y'all. So I was like, okay, my heart was like pounding. I was nervous because I was scared that it might hurt or whatever. So the dude, he came, he was like, it's not gonna hurt, you're not gonna feel it or whatever. So, you know, the dudes, you know, they checking my ID and everything, asking me questions and everything. And y'all, everybody was looking nice in their uniform. And everybody was so nice. And when, you know, after they did it, you know, they did it in my arm right here. And it felt like a bee sting. That's what it felt like, honestly. It felt like it was a little bitty needle. It was a very small needle, and it just felt like a bee sting. So they finished it. It went so fast, you guys. And then the driver, he was like, okay, you're gonna just sit here with me for a while. He said, because after you get it, you gotta sit down for a while. I was like, okay. So me and him, we were just sitting on the bus, just talking. It was just me and him on the bus. It was a huge bus, but nobody was on there but us two. So we talked and got to know each other and everything. He was a nice dude. So then when we got back to the bus stop where he picked me up, y'all, when I got off, why them dudes start going crazy again? And they was like, come here, you waiting on your ride? I was like, yes, I went on my ride. And they was like, come over here with us. And I was, you know, they was in the sun, and y'all know I got MS, I can't be in the sun. So I told them, I was like, nah, I don't want to be in the sun. And then they was like, okay. They was like, well, go over there and sit in the shade. I said, okay. They was like, but we watching you. I was like, okay. So I started, you know, walking away from them. I mean, I did want to sit with them, but y'all know I didn't want to pass out. You know, not from the heat anyways. I probably would have passed out from looking at them. But anywho, so I started walking away, and baby, they started going crazy. So, you know, I turned around, and they were just hooping and hollering, and they was like, oh, you look good, you all dressed up, you look real good, you look good. And I'm like, how can they say I look good? How can you see me? I have on 2 masks, you know? You can't even see me. What are y'all talking about? So, y'all know that song? How it go? If you see him from the front, wait till you see him from the back. So that song was in my head. So I turned around, I started walking away. Yeah. You know, they hollering and stuff. They, you know, getting me crunk and stuff. I'm like, hey, if you see him from the front, wait till you see him from the back. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Woo! So yeah, so I went to go sit down. And then I was waiting on my driver. No driver. I called my driver. And I didn't call that dude, the one who dropped me off. I didn't call him because, baby, nah, we weren't finna do that again. So I called another driver, and they was like, they wasn't in my area. So I called the manager. And I'm like, I'm ready. And the manager was like, okay, let me find you a driver. Y'all, do you know I was out there for 3 hours waiting? I kept calling and calling, asking, where is my driver? And they was like, we can't find no drivers. We can't find any drivers in your area. We can't find any drivers. Y'all know I live in Texas. The sun was, baby, it was starting to get up there. And y'all know I'm not supposed to be in the heat. And then, you know, I had to leave the dudes and I went to the shade. But then the sun got higher and higher. And then the shade started getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So then the shade was gone. And I started to freak out. So I called the manager again. I'm like, look, I have MS. I cannot be in heat. I'm like, I need somebody to come get me right now. And they was like, we're so sorry, we can't find anybody to pick you up. So one of the dudes, you know, he came over to me, because all the other ones, they were leaving. And one of them, he came up to me, and he was like, you need a ride? A part of me, I wanted to say, yes, I do. And I was like, no, I'm okay. He was like, you sure? I was like, yeah, I'm okay. So, you know, he left. So it was just me. And then the sun was beaming, y'all. I was like, I haven't ate. I was like, I gotta get out of this heat. I was like, I don't have a ride. I am stranded. I was like, I gotta call somebody. Somebody that's not a driver. Who do I need to call? So y'all know my best friend, Jesus. He was like, call your sister. So I called my sister. I told my sister what the situation. She was like, where you at? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I can't see. Cause I was in the heat, y'all, and I could barely breathe. It like, I felt like it was the end. I felt like I was about to go. I was trying to tell my sister, I was like, I don't know. And she was like, tell me, what do you see? I was like, I can't see absolutely nothing. She was like, is there people around you? I was like, yes. But here's the thing. The people that were around me, they were young people. Like, they looked like they was in high school, and they kept looking at me, and the way they were looking at me, like, I had to remember what area I was in, and I had to remember what shoes I had on, and I had to remember I had my bag. So to them, I might look like, you know, but I would, part of me, I was scared, y'all. Because I was like, these people, because they kept on, I could hear them talking, and they was like, look at her, look at her. They kept saying, look at her, or whatever, look at me, or whatever. They was like, you know, they was looking at me, at my shoes, like, and y'all, I got to stop wearing these shoes, because mostly men, you know, act a certain way when they stand, but sometimes female, you know, some females like tennis shoes too. So y'all know me, I'm not even a tennis shoe girl. I like heels, but y'all know because of the imminent situation, I can't wear heels anymore. So, you know, I have to wear tennis shoes now. So part of me was scared. So I was like, yeah, they're gonna jump me and take my shoes. They're gonna take my bag. I'm gonna be left out here. And my sister's like, tell me where you are. Who is around you? And I told her where I was at. I gave her as much details as I could. I told her that I came to get my shot and where the location was supposed to be at, and woo. So my sister, she found me, and you know, I stayed on the phone with her the whole time. She was like, you know, I'm almost there. She's like, I know where you at, and you know, whoo, y'all know. Yes, I am the annoying little sister. Every time I get in a pickle, I call my big sister every time. So my sister, she pull up and I hop in the vehicle. So when my sister pulled up, all them teenagers, they was like, they stood up, you know, trying to see who pulling up and everything. And I was like, let me help her get this vehicle so we can go. So I get in there with my sister and we drive off. So you guys, that is how it went. It was so scary. I was already scared about getting it. But then the situation with me being in a vehicle with this crazy person and then getting stranded, y'all, that, man, never again, never again. Next time, I'm going to use a driver that, okay, y'all know my situation with my drivers. Next time, I'm going to have to use one of them because I know them better than these strangers, you know? So, yeah, that's how it went for me, you guys. But yeah, it just felt like a bee sting. That's it. And y'all know I don't like needles. So if I say it was okay, y'all can do it. Thanks for watching.